10.2.5 will be launching January 16th, boys. January 16th, we are getting into the next patch, and there's a lot to get into here. We know a lot of this stuff already, but let's just review real quick. What are we getting on January 16th? Well, dragon riding unlocks worldwide. Now, just remember, this is not dynamic flying for all mounts. This is riding your current dragon riding mount around an Azeroth. So you'll be able to do that, get around much quicker, finally dynamically fly all through the skies of Azeroth, which is great. Azerothian Archive is going to be some cool discovery shit, maybe kind of Season of Discovery-esque, where you do some side quests, do a bunch of cool stuff, solo and group activities within the Trader's Rest, and weekly public events. This will be some cool, passing the time, getting some shit done. What's up, Acid K? How's it going? And just pushing through, some fun content to do on the side. Why not? Belemeth, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. The Night Elf City will finally open its doors, or its roots, I guess you could say. But you're going to go in there. A little bit of a letdown, I'll be honest. I'm not that big of a fan of Belemeth, but it's going to open up. We're going to go check it out. So why not? Check out the new Night Elf City. Gilneas Reclamation. I'm very excited for this. Evidently some Scarlet Monastery involvement. I still think there could be some surprises to be had with this quest line, but we are definitely going to reclaim Gilneas, and I cannot freaking wait. I've been looking forward to this for quite a while, with King Greymane ready to retake his kingdom. Follower dungeons will also unlock, so if you've been one of those people who has often had trouble, socializing, making friends, well, guess what? Now, not only does your waifu, can your waifu be an AI agent, but so can the people you run dungeons with. Yeah, so get in here and get that shit done, because you can now tank, heal, and DPS with NPCs through multiple dungeons, 1 to 4 players. These companions will allow players to learn about Dragonflight dungeons at their own pace and provide the freedom to experiment or customize. Pardon me. This might be actually a cool way to try out new specs. Maybe you want to play with your talents a little bit. Maybe you want to get some of those things done, in a what's it called, stress-free zone, stress-free way. So that's something you could use that for sure. I'm still waiting for them to make this, where your alts show up as the NPCs. I think that'd be really cool, especially with the with all the alt stuff that's coming up. But as of now, random NPCs show up. So there you go, follower dungeons, and then we got new character customizations coming up. Specifically Troll and Draenei. We know they're going to get their Heritage quest lines soon, so new customizations for them. Draenei, Warlock Tyrant, what is this? Unique customizations for Draenei, Warlock Tyrant, and Dark Lich Demons on their way, and customization achievements are coming for completionists. So there it is, January 16th. Let's get a little bit more into this stuff, because Blizzard also did this blue post on their page about the new city. Belemeth, right? The cross-faction city, I should say. Yeah, the Night Elves are allowing the Horde into their city after they burn their tree to the ground. But hey, it's all about love these days. Discover Belemeth, the Arms of the Goddess, a much-needed place for the Caldari to seek much-needed repose and solace. Yeah, of course we'll check out some Doran stuff. So there's a point of interest here. Travelers traverse through the vibrant wilderness teeming with flora and fauna as you explore several points of interest. So there you go. You got your new inn here. Belemeth Harbor. So there's a dock here with ferries players to Feathermoon Stronghold and Feralis. If there's a portal there that'll connect you there. There is a sanctuary. This one's really interesting. Twilight Watchtower. Remember yesterday we were looking at some of the assets, and I said there's a bunch of Death Knight weapons lying around? Well, evidently, there is a specific part of this city just for Death Knights, Chandelar Mages, and Demon Hunters. So this is a sanctuary that sits in the northern part of Emir Drasil for the darker members of Caldari society. Here, Dark Rangers, Death Knights, Demon Hunters, and Chandelar Mages, which makes sense because, remember, Night Elves don't really like arcane stuff that much. That's kind of why they banished the High Elves away. But can be seen training and socializing. So that's why we saw a bunch of those weird Death Knight assets. And I was like, what are all these specific Death Knight assets doing here? That's what it's for. Very interesting. So again, just some new images from the city here. We see there's the portal and some cool looking stuff here. Yeah, it's, the city's all right, but it is a new city. We'll definitely go check it out when it goes live on January 16th. Yeah, Chandelar. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that correction. Sylvanas was totally a Night Elf first, but like let's just not get into it. Yeah, right. Here's another thing. Some other news. Trading post enthusiasts achieved the 500. So remember we were talking about that 500 extra traders tender that people were getting for their reward? Well, it turns out that was in fact intentional. Blizzard released a little blue post talking about it, and they said it's actually for the reward for completing 12 trading posts. So some people who did it every year are not only going to get that cool, what was it, Warden Transmog, you're also getting 500 extra traders tender. So if this is your 12th time completing it, you'll get it now, and if not, maybe you missed a month or something, you'll get it later down the line. But yeah, 500 extra traders tender to anybody who completes their 12th trading post. Last piece of news here. This one's very interesting. This one's got some lore to it, boys, so I want you to buckle up for this. This has to do with the trading post, but some prior items that unlock some crazy quest text from an NPC in Silithus. So this is a new Easter egg found for people who have the Arsenal Cosmic Weapon Cache. Or cache, okay? Whatever you want to say. People hate the way I say cache. Get some cache, baby. Yeah. So rewards from November 23rd trading post have been discovered thanks to Twitter and, the user Corin. Here's the thing. So this guy was a little NPC that showed up during Battle for Azeroth, and he wanted this wiggling mass that you got from Island Expeditions. Holding this mass makes you feel very uneasy. That's a description of it. So in the quest, Wiggling Mass, you give it to him, and he seems to learn some things from it and start to hear some whispers. And this is something that he tells you after you give him this Wiggling Mask. He says, "Please, lower your weapon. I mean you no harm. The whispers ceased speaking to me on the day that wound opened." He's talking about when, somebody's plunged their sword into Silithus. So Sargeras, did a little something. "I wish to spend my days atoning for what I've done in my life. Perhaps I can help you. You."
It's working!
Yeah.
It's working!
It is working. "You. I can see it in your eyes. You have seen the visions, the goat, the pool, drowning in the icy darkness. Does this sound familiar? I can tell you its meaning. It means you are fast closing in on the end of this world, friend." Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Hey, Kendall, I'll figure out why those emotes aren't working. Here's the thing. When we first saw this text, we thought this had to do with, the fact that N'Zoth was coming back at the end of BFA. We knew it was an old god expansion at that point, so this quest text didn't mean that much. But there's something new that has shown up. So we have these weapons that we got from the trading post. Specifically, 2 weapons that are themed after Sargeras' sword, 2 weapons that are designed for Titans, right? Designed by the Titans, and then 1 themed after the Harbinger, which we know now as Xal'atath. So if you approach him with any of these weapons, he gives you different quest texts. If you don't have any of these weapons transmogged, the only thing he's going to say is, "Please lower your weapon, I mean you no harm." Yeah, like he's leading to a secret finding on Discord. No. This is a secret finding, because we're going to talk a little bit about more than just what's found here. But here's the thing. If you approach with the Sargeras sword transmog, this is what you're going to see him say. "That weapon you hold, you should not have brought it here. I warned you before the end times are coming. That weapon you wield proves it. It emanates the same energies that course through the Dark Titan's blade. Why did he strike this place? He was far too masterful of a tactician to choose this target by chance. His crusade sought to eradicate all life from existence. Do you think his final act before being captured by the Pantheon would not be in service of that goal? Tread carefully, lest you inadvertently find yourself serving the same cause." So this is really cool stuff. And again, I've said this many times before. I don't think Sargeras stabbing Azeroth was some kind of weird, weird by chance, like desperation move. Where he just plunged his sword into the planet for no reason whatsoever. I think he was trying to break the prison walls of Azeroth open. Yeah, because I do believe, as I've said before, Azeroth is currently in prison, the World Soul is in prison, and his final stab at the planet wasn't to kill her. But yeah, Azeroth is a prison, but was to free her. Yeah, here we go again, Cadence. I'm telling you, man, all this quest text is leading to that same conclusion. He's not saying, he's literally telling you, Sargeras was a masterful tactician to just choose a target by chance. His plunging of the sword into that exact spot was by design. He had something to do, and he was trying to get it done before he got pulled away. Yeah, Sargeras stabbed Azeroth. What? Yeah, exactly. What sword? Okay, so there is more dialogue, though. So if you approach him with these Titan, right, weapons transmogged onto your to your character, this is what he tells you. That blade you hold, it profanes this place. To bring a weapon like that here is to invite destruction. The Titans are only about their precious order. Only care about their precious order. They would sacrifice anything to achieve it, including their own followers. Yeah, which is why I tell you, don't be a Titan fan. They don't give a shit about you. Even the Dark Titan had a pattern to his action, a cold logic intended to impose his perfect vision and the willingness to eradicate existence if he could not achieve his ends. Do you think the rest of his kind are any different? Only in method, not in goal. Be careful that you do not blindly become part of their plan. I'm telling you guys, all this stuff is very interesting, very connected. The Titans, we know a lot about this already. Their cold logic, their intended purpose, bringing order to everything. They are willing to do everything and anything to achieve that order. And Sargeras was just doing it in a different way. But I personally think Sargeras had somewhat changed towards the end. And was kind of trying to go against the Titan Order. Or at least achieve it in a different way from what he was trying to, what his brethren were trying to do. Titans are bad guys, confirmed. Yeah, I mean, I think we've gotten that quite a lot after Deathwing's whole, notes, Neltharian's notes in the margins and all that. We know that the Titans are kind of messed up, right? And this only confirms more of that. He wanted to kill everyone. His crusade sought to eradicate all life and existence. Do you think the final act before doing so to capture the Pantheon would not have been in service to that goal? Yeah. All that stuff is related. Sargeras had a goal. He was trying to achieve it. And that final stab of the sword was for a reason. And we're going to find out what that reason. Now, this is a very interesting one here. If you approach him with this final transmog, the Staff of the Harbinger. Okay, let's see what this says. Your staff, it whispers to me. Do you have any idea how that ancient weapon you wield, do you have any idea how ancient that weapon you wield is? There was a time when this whole world was ruled by the Black Empire. It was beautiful. The Masters bestowed gifts upon their faithful. That staff was one of such instruments. It was given to the Harbinger so that one day she might, what? No. I was not going to tell. I. The orc goes silent, as if chastised by some unseen presence. What the hell was that? This is interesting. This is probably the most interesting of the three little voice lines here that he gives you. Specifically because he never finishes it. He's trying to tell us something about the Harbinger, who we know is Xal'atath now. And her purpose, what she wants to use this instrument for. She didn't say Azeroth. Yeah, Azeroth is a prison, like Sylvana said. She did not say Azeroth, but this world is a prison, as she said. So she's not talking about the world still, but she is talking about everything around it. Here's the thing. I think he was about to tell us about the Ancient One. And I know I keep bringing this up, but we've talked about this many, many times. Xal'atath is using the Nerubians to gather blood. And how do you summon the Ancient One? Well, according to Hearthstone, you got to use the blood of the Ancient One to eventually summon the Ancient One. We know that Xal'atath is probably going to Pandaria to also get a little heart, a heart of an old god that we happens to be sitting over there. What does a heart do? It pumps blood. What is the blood for? The Ancient One. Now, the Ancient One, and we're not sure exactly what it's going to do, what happens when it awakens. But as a Harbinger, I really believe that what he was about to tell us was it was given to the Harbinger so that one day she might bring about the Ancient One. But something silenced him, a whisper from inside of his head or something weird, an unseen presence is described here. I think Xal'atath just shut his mouth before he revealed her secret. And we're going to probably figure that secret out in the coming expansions.